that morning coffee. You know, some people can't even function until they've had that first cup of Java. But what's the attraction to coffee? The taste? Maybe for some, but actually it tastes kind of bitter. So let's be honest. Most of us need a cup of coffee in the morning because it wakes us up. And why does it wake us up? Because coffee contains caffeine. And if you crave a coffee every morning, you likely have a caffeine addiction.
Caffeine. It's the world's most popular drug. Probably because it's hard to avoid. It occurs naturally in coffee beans, tea leaves, and the coca seeds used to make chocolate. When it comes to caffeine, coffee is the king. On average, it takes 2 cups of tea or 4 bars of chocolate to equal the caffeine content of 1 cup of coffee. So why does drinking coffee wake you up? Because caffeine is a nervous system stimulant.
It stimulates your brain cells so you feel more alert. It makes your heart beat faster so it pumps more blood. More blood flowing to your muscles makes you feel more energetic. And it also causes your kidneys to produce more urine, so you make more trips to the washroom.
In moderate amounts, there's no problem. But too much caffeine can cause your body to become overstimulated, which can result in anxiety, insomnia, upset stomach, heart palpitations, and muscle tremor.
Like many drugs, caffeine is addictive. If you drink enough of it on a regular basis, you can start to crave it. And it doesn't require as much caffeine as you might think to become an addict.
350 milligrams of caffeine per day is enough to develop a physical dependence. How much is that? Well, it's about 4 or 5 cups of coffee per day. Now, if you are addicted and you don't get your regular caffeine fix, you can suffer the usual withdrawal symptoms: headaches, irritability, and fatigue. In fact, one of the best ways to determine if you are addicted is to cut yourself off from caffeine for a few days and see if you develop a throbbing headache.
The obvious solution for those who like to drink a lot of coffee but also want to reduce their caffeine intake is decaffeinated coffee. But how do they get the caffeine out of the coffee?
They steam it out. Steaming the raw coffee beans moves the caffeine to the outer surface of the bean, and once it gets to the surface, it can be collected. What you end up with is a dry white powder. But this isn't the end of the caffeine story. Nope. This is a valuable byproduct, so the coffee manufacturers sell it. And you might be surprised to find out where it goes.
Soft drinks, for one. Coke, Pepsi, and Dr. Pepper all contain caffeine. Now, colas get some of their caffeine from the cola nuts used to make the drink, but they still add more caffeine during the manufacturing process. So why put extra caffeine into a soft drink?
The manufacturers say it's a flavor enhancer, meaning the bitter taste of the caffeine helps to offset the sweetness of the other ingredients. Now, some cynics out there might think it has something to do with caffeine being addictive and you developing a craving for the product. I don't know. I find that a little hard to believe.
Pharmaceutical companies are another major buyer of caffeine.
Got a headache? Maybe you even have a caffeine withdrawal headache. So you reach into the medicine chest for an extra strength pain reliever. You glance at the package and, surprise, you notice caffeine is one of the ingredients. Why? Well, many headaches result from a dilation of the blood vessels in your head. Now, caffeine is a vasoconstrictor, so it contracts blood vessels, and that helps get rid of the headache. Some extra strength painkillers also contain drugs that can make you sleepy, like codeine. So the stimulating effect of caffeine is often used in medications to help counteract the drowsy effect of the other drugs. Women can find caffeine in some of the drugs designed to deal with menstrual problems. Because caffeine is a diuretic, it helps to relieve that bloated feeling caused by water retention.
Caffeine has also been a popular drug for athletes, but its stimulating effects can provide an unfair advantage.
Did you know that caffeine is a controlled substance for Olympic athletes? Besides making your heart pump more blood, caffeine also enables your muscles to work longer before they become fatigued. Now, obviously, this is an advantage for an athlete, particularly in an endurance race like a marathon. Now, Olympic officials are more concerned with athletes who inject caffeine or who take caffeine pills rather than those who have a cup of coffee before an event. To exceed the limit, an athlete would have to drink 7 or more cups of coffee just before the race. But if they drank that much coffee, the athlete would likely spend more time in the bushes than they would on the racetrack.
Some of the extra strength painkillers also contain... Some drugs also contain painkillers. I quit.